feijoada, though the national dish of Brazil, brings back the fondest memories of growing up in my mom's kitchen, and that is with the Portuguese Goan influence that we have embedded deep within our roots. This dish is a great dish but has different styles. The Brazilian one, the Portuguese one, and the Goan one have the same concept but true to the essence of the land. In today's cooking, I'm just going to mix and match all three together, creating a unique twisted feijoada, pairing along with a simple rice that has some brown onions, some cashew nuts and raisins. Not forgetting styling this meal and completing this meal with some wedges of potatoes and carrots slow roasted in the oven. Let's get to creating this bit of nostalgia today. Though feijoada allows you to explore to suit your convenience, the traditional method makes you saute certain meats and take it out and then saute the next. However, we are going gourmet cooking made easy and cooking everything into the largest possible cast iron pot, allowing everything to simmer to perfection. To start off, into my humongous pot, I'm just going to take about 30 mils of normal cooking oil. You can use olive oil, but I think normal cooking oil works well as well. Giving off its first flavoring goes about 1.5 inches of ginger finely minced, along with 9 cloves of garlic finely minced as well. A quick stir, and into this goes about 500 grams of salted pork just cut into cubes. I'm just dunking the entire thing in and allowing this to saute and sizzle, browning, searing, and just allowing it to cook together. While the meat has seared, giving it that perfect pinkish hue, in goes 400 grams of Goan spicy chorizo. I've just removed off the skin because people at home don't really like that skin, and we're just going to allow all this to mix and marry with each other, flavors merging, sharp scents coming through, and just being a glorified bunch. Technically, this dish is so simple to create. I do not understand why people overcomplicate simple cooking techniques and just making it more lengthy. So while the meats have actually seared really well, in goes 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, preferably roasted, just to give you that burst of flavor, along with a fine sprinkle, I would say nearly 2 to 3 tablespoons of smoked red paprika. The smokiness is what's going to bring this dish together really well. A quick stir, and into this now goes in the onions and allow them to soften as well. So about 4 onions, finely chopped, red onions, the small kind. Just allow everything to come together. 5 minutes of allowing the onions to merge and mingle with the salted pork as well as the chorizo. In goes 4 tomatoes, finely chopped, and a quick stir, and give it another 5 minutes just to give it that citrusy wonder into this creation. Now while I stir this, don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe for many more of these simple, easy yet elegantly stylish hacks. With this nearly done, it's time now to add some tomato paste. So 4 tablespoons of tomato paste going in just to give it that piquante red color and flavor. So saute that, a quick stir, and finally in goes the beans that makes this what a feijoada is supposed to be. So technically, when you go into Portugal or Brazil, they use the black beans or kidney beans. However, keeping my Goan roots slightly afloat, I'm using the pink kidney beans that I soaked overnight and boiled for about 15 to 20 minutes till they are just about done, but you want them to cook in that entire batch. So 500 grams of kidney beans going in, and all it needs is a hearty and a hearty stir. At this stage, when you put the kidney beans along with this heavily spiced concoction, the protein that the kidney beans have just absorbs all the flavor, and allow this to cook just by itself for about 4 to 5 minutes till everything comes together in perfect harmony. As you allow all the flavors to merge and marry with each other, this is the time where you can season or take another shortcut by just adding the salted water that you boiled your pink kidney beans in. So about 6 cups of water, and because of the salted pork, you have to be a little careful. It's best advised to check the seasoning and season accordingly later. Bring this to a hearty boil and allow this entire creation to simmer for a good 45 minutes before adding in another hack to balance the flavors. As we allow the feijoada to come to a roaring boil, it's time now to marinate the carrots and the potatoes. So what I've done is I've taken about 400 grams of baby carrots, just half them lengthwise, and parboiled them, along with 400 grams of potatoes, peeled, cut into wedges and parboiled. The reason of parboiling it is because I want them to roast but have that waxy soft interior. Now into a bowl I'm going to take about 30 mils of extra virgin olive oil, and this dish requires that extra virgin olive oil flavor just to absorb into the carrots and potatoes. A fine sprinkle of some sea salt, a slight overload of some parsley, so about 3 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, and all you need to do is dunk in the carrots, the potatoes, and give everything a good tossing. Most of you know I love playing with my food, right? Into a tray this goes, ready to go bang into that preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius for just about 40 minutes till they get that glorious char, but it's so decadent and soft with the moisture intact. With this in, it's now time to get to creating that simple yet stylish rice. As this gets to bubbling away, now is the time to add just about 20 mils of red wine vinegar, and this is totally optional, but I somehow feel this balances the sharp flavors within. So while you put that in, all you need to do is a quick stir. Lower the flame, and if you have a smaller flame, put it on another burner and just cover it for a good 45 minutes. Allow it to steep and simmer to perfection. While 45 minutes is the limited time, you can stretch it right up to an hour. While the carrots are halfway through their slow roasting process, it's now time to firstly take a break. Enjoy the scents that feijoada gets into your kitchen, and then get to creating that rice. So for that, I'm just going to use extra virgin olive oil, about 30 mils of it, into my cast iron pan out here. Allow it to get nice and hot, and we're going to infuse it with some spices. So firstly, in goes 4 baby green bay leaves, the fresh kind, just to splutter away. A small quill of cinnamon, 1 star anise because I love the licorice flavor that it brings, along with 2 black cardamoms. Just allow all this to infuse for a minute to a minute and a half, along with some garlic. So in goes 8 cloves of garlic, and I want the garlic to brown just to give it that accentuated flavor. Olive oil, garlic and the bay leaves gives you a very Portuguese scented creation. As you allow this to saute, and this dish is the only time when I allow fried brown onions to be used in this, because I think nothing else can compromise on that flavor. So as you allow this to saute, give it another minute till you just begin to see the dark brown specks that garlic brings. As my garlic has just about begun to color, in goes 3 cups of short grain rice that I have washed twice and just rinsed. We're just going to now sweat this with the olive oil, giving it that nutty flavor and texture. Since you want the rice to get that nutty texture, it's now advisable to season it. A fine sprinkle of some sea salt, stir fry away. With the rice getting that nutty texture, and since we are doing it by the absorption method, in goes 6 cups of boiling hot water just so that the internal temperature is not lost. Give it a quick stir and allow the rice to cook till it comes to the level of the water before we cover it and allow it to steam to perfection. Such a simple rice ready. As the rice and the water have reached to the same level and merged in beautifully, I'm just going to loosen the grains out, lower the flame and allow this to cook covered for just about 10 minutes till it cooks with its steam. And in the end, all you need to do is garnish it. With the carrots just about done, and the potato and the carrots have really got that char, but they are soft and moist within. These form the perfect size. "10 minutes on the slowest possible simmer. This rice is ready. And now comes the part of garnishing it, and you need to garnish it with some brown onions that have been crisped up and deep fried. So just sprinkle an overload of them, and this is the true star of this dish. So a fine sprinkle of these brown onions on top. Reserve some just at the time of serving, along with some cashew nuts. So I've got some toasted cashew nuts out here that are going to go on top, along with some raisins as well. So roasted raisins just add to the magic. This dish complements it to the best possible degree. Feijoada as a dish, though excellent on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 works very well, and in the end you can just serve it for breakfast with some fried eggs. So a quick stir, and while this is ready, at times I like to let it simmer away till the guests come. This needs a fine sprinkling of some finely chopped cilantro, about 4 tablespoons of it, and this dish is ready as well. This hearty broth of either Goan, Portuguese or Brazilian, or like I like to call it, a mix match of sorts, makes feijoada really come together, and pairing it along with this brown onion, cashew nut and raisin pilaf, and not forgetting the slow roasted potato and carrots on the side, makes for a simple, not so simple but decadently stylish meal. Any leftover feijoada must be had the next day, dried up with some fried eggs and some garlic bread, just to ease on to breakfast and have a decadent meal. I hope you enjoyed creating this one with me. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button, and as I always say, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.